Good morning, everybody, and welcome to a Sunday sermon. Each week we try to bring you a message of love and faith, and this week we are honored to have the spirit of the Prophet Muhammad with us. The Prophet is an incredible spirit. He formed the Islam religion. He speaks the words of God just like we try to speak. I compiled a book of his messages. I don't know whether you're aware of it or not. It's the messages of the Prophet Muhammad for a modern world. It's well worth reading. His messages will help you understand his religion and understand that there are many, many paths to God. So the Prophet is with us. Let us begin. Good morning, everyone. Yes, Barry is correct. There are many, many paths to heaven. There are many, many paths to God. I was blessed when God asked me to return to try to create a path to God, or Allah, that would be beneficial for the people of the Middle East. You see, there were many, many different cultures in my time. There were Christians. There were many people that followed the Christian faith, and I was very friendly with many of them. But there were many tribes in the Middle East that the faith of Christianity was not really applicable. I spoke of a different way. I spoke of a way of leading the tribes of the Middle East to God. I was successful, but it was only because there were many people decided to follow me. I had some great followers. I had people that listened to the words that I spoke. You see, God would come to me and he would give me messages, and they were wonderful messages. They were just simply different from Christianity. But the truth was there was a single God, and if you led a good life, then you would return to him, you would become close to him, and you would reside in what we referred to as paradise. You see, the people of my time had no real way of knowing what was on the other side. They thought that they should worship multiple deities. Well, that's not correct. The Romans tried to worship many deities, and their culture failed. Christianity survived in spite of everything the Romans did. I want you to know this. There is only one God, however you refer to him. Whether you refer to him as Allah, God, Spirit, the power, you may call him whatever you want, as long as you understand that it is a single energy, it is a single truth, and it is real. God is real, no matter what faith you would look at, what faith you choose to follow. God is very, very real. Living a good life is essential. Now, there are many members of my faith that have misconstrued my teachings. They feel that killing non-believers in their mind is justified. It's not. It's never justified. Violence is justified if it is protecting the innocent. I had to resort to violence to protect my followers because there were many that were trying to kill them. I wanted my followers to feel safe, so I led them in military actions. We were forced to kill. It wasn't something that I wanted to do, but we were forced to take action to preserve my faith. You see, I didn't truly understand everything that was taking place. I knew I was getting messages. I knew I was speaking of God or Allah. I knew that I was hearing things. I knew that I was trying to lead my people, that I was trying to lead them to a new way of life, believing in a single deity, single God. But I didn't understand all the details. You see, I had to learn. I didn't really understand everything until I arrived back on the other side, and the spirits informed me what I had been doing, and they told me that they would try to continue to influence my followers. Sadly, there were some misunderstandings between my followers, and rifts in my religion developed. They still exist today. It makes me very, very sad. You see, I want everyone to coexist. I know that many of you out there that are listening are Christians, and that's very understandable. It's a wonderful religion. I hope that you would look at Islam and think it is also a wonderful religion. I want everyone to simply become united, to love one another. The golden rule applies in all religions. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That applies the common sense to your life. Follow that simple rule, and everything will be fine. Use common sense in your life. Just simply don't hurt other people. But you have to learn to coexist. There's no other way. You see, God sent back humans in all forms. They speak different languages, they have different skin colors, and they have many multiple religions. He wanted it that way because he wants you to understand that you have to learn to get along with everyone. So he made many different types. It's a test. Coexistence is the key to humans continuing to live on this planet. Today, we watch from over here and we understand that there are terrible weapons. There are evil people that are conceiving of using these weapons. Hopefully, there will be people underneath them that will stop them. But it is a very, very critical time for humans. God has sent people back to bring you his messages. He sent Barry back to speak our words. He speaks God's words. He has written books. He's putting the messages out that you may read them anytime you want. You see, he's been doing this for quite a while, so he's channeled a lot of words. But these words are incredibly critical for the current times. Humans are being tested right now. They're being tested to learn whether they truly can get along and coexist, whether they can love one another, whether they can move ahead with the evolution that God wants them to move ahead with. God only wants you to learn to love, to get along. He wants you to do all the things that he spoke of when he walked the earth. He spoke very, very simply. I'm speaking simply today. He wants you to learn to love. He wants you to teach the younger generation to love. You see, in the future, that younger generation will control your planet. If you teach that younger generation to hate, then many will hate in the future. You could have an entire generation of hatred. He does not want that. God simply wants you to teach the younger generation to understand that the key to the future is love, understanding, and get along with one another. He wants you to look at a neighbor, no matter what his skin, no matter what his religion. And he wants you to understand that that individual is the same as you are. When you return to heaven, you'll find that all souls are exactly the same. They're energies, there's no difference. Now, those energies are going to be judged when they return for how they live their incarnate lives, but basically, they're all the same. Each soul has a spark of God's energy within. He wants you to recognize that energy. No matter what religion you profess, you are the same in God's eyes. There is no difference. There never will be a difference. Humans may choose to cease to exist, but their souls will remain, and God will use them in other cultures and civilizations. He truly wants humans to exist, but humans must learn several lessons to do that. Those lessons all revolve around coexistence and love. My followers, I hope, will truly understand the fact that everyone is the same. As I watch from over here, I see the Hindus and my members of my faith showing terrible hatreds. Palestinians hate Jews. Countries hate other countries. It is not a formula for success. The only formula for success is love. Love, a four-letter word. Love is truly the answer. Hatred is truly the path to defeat. If you hate others, they are going to hate you. That's the way it works. You show anger, anger is shown back. When you treat people with disrespect, they disrespect you as well. It's very simple. The path to heaven lies through goodness, through love, through coexistence, through understanding of others. Do you understand that others are having problems? Some people look at those problems and use it as an excuse to hate. Put yourself in the shoes of others. Walk that mile. You may find there's a pebble in that shoe that makes it impossible for you to walk that mile. That pebble is hatred. That pebble is not understanding. Remove the pebble of hatred from the shoe, and you will be able to walk as far as you wish. But if you let that pebble remain in your shoe, you are doomed. It's common sense to remove it. It's common sense to remove hatred. It's common sense to love one another. Life can be very simple or it can be incredibly complex. I want you to simplify your lives. When you remove hatred, you simplify your life. When you look towards others, what do you see? Ideally, you would see a reflection of yourself because we are all equal. Most people don't. Most people see great differences, but those differences are imagined. When you come down to the core understanding of the soul, you will understand this. There is no reason to have a hatred of others. Many people may do things to you. They may be very toxic to your life. You need to remove that toxicity. And I'm not talking about kill them or show violence towards them. Get away from them. Do not be with people that bring you down. You want to raise your vibrations by showing the love of God. As you love and understand God, you will have a great happiness in your soul. It'll permeate throughout your body. You will feel so much different. The removal of hatred is the panacea for happiness. There is no way that a human soul can hate and be happy. You have to control your egos. You have to control your life. You have to control your actions. It is your actions that create the situations for which you will be judged when you return to heaven. We all go to the same heaven. My followers go to the same heaven. They just refer to it as a paradise. And it is. For those that follow the words of God or Allah, live a good life, show love towards others, it truly is a paradise. So I don't know what you were expecting from me this morning, but that is the message I want to bring. We are all one. You cannot get away from that. When you pass, you'll totally understand it. You might as well understand it now while you can do something about it. So thank you so much for allowing me to come through once more. I want to thank Barry for writing my words in book form. I think that if you read them, you will truly understand what I meant when I walked the earth. So thank you so much. Thank you for listening. Thank you for believing, and especially thank you for understanding God. Goodbye. May peace be with all of you. Okay, thank you so much. It was quite a message. Tell your friends about it. I think they'll enjoy hearing it. God bless all of you, and goodbye.